Alright guys, thank you for stopping by this biblical news video this evening, and tonight I want to bring out a couple of articles that I came across this evening, and I kind of want your guys' feedback and opinion on it. We know the times that we are living in right now. We know that we're right at hand of the end times right now with everything that's going on in the world. People hating people, nations hating nations, people getting cold-hearted. The governments are, starting to crumble. The markets are, fluctuating, or they're down more than they ever have been, really. But what I wanted to bring up here is in relation to, it's going to lead into Israel here. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard recently, but there has been talks in development of the third temple that could go underway in not too far of time. And so one of the key things that Israel needed to move forward with this third temple was they needed something from Turkey, or they needed some kind of approval or something from Turkey. And with success, they were able to get that. So now they're kind of starting to build a bit of a relationship with Turkey. Now, as to what their status is, I'm not exactly sure at the moment. But in this article here by MiddleEastEye.net, the links to these articles will be down in the description below, so you guys can go read the full articles. But the title of this one is Turkey in the Middle of a US-Russian Tug of War. So now if we go through the article, it basically explains that the Turkey president had made a visit to St. Petersburg last week to meet with the Russian president, Vladimir Putin. And it seems that things are starting to go on the up and up as far as Russia and Turkey go. Now, if you remember back in last November, I think it was, there was a Turkey jet that was shot down, or a Russian jet that was shot down in Turkey. Now, it seems like the talks have progressed, and they may be seeing eye to eye in regards to that. So there might be a little bit of a relationship that they're starting to build between the two. Now, the reason why I bring this up is, well, because it's going to kind of lead into the next article here. But if we look at the mutual interest here, see that Turkey and Russia both have mutual economic interests. And down here, Turkey has a major construction projects in Russia, and while Russia had stopped the construction of Akuyu nuclear power plant, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, it's building in Turkey. So they had stopped that project, and I'm assuming it's in relevance to what had happened with that jet that got shot down. However, that project now appears to be back on track. So now it's operational, and everything's progressing in that department as well. Everything now should be business as usual, in addition to a hoped for increase in bilateral trade. These mutual economic interests obviously open a door to better strategic and security cooperation, namely on Syria. So like I said, go through this full article here, but it does sound like that they're starting to build a little bit of a relationship. And then we go into the next article, AliJazeera.com. I don't know. This link will be in the description below as well. But we can see here that Iran and Turkey agreed to cooperate over Syria. Now, I don't know what kind of conflicts this may cause or what kind of thought process this is going to cause on Israel's behalf, because we both know the relationship that Israel has with Iran. Let's see if I can find the section I was looking at earlier. Zarif also said that Iran was ready to work and cooperate with Turkey and Russia on the issue of Syria, adding that it welcomed the new cooperation that has started between Moscow and Ankara. Now, Israel is starting to build, or they've been seeing eye to eye with Russia more so now. It looked like things were getting a little intense when the ISIS battle moved into Syria. There was a little bit of an issue at the beginning as far as the Russian militants moving in, but I believe that was shortly lived, and from that point on, they were Israel, or the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, and Vladimir Putin of Russia both came to terms and were basically on the same page. So, with that all said, we know that in Ezekiel 38 is the Ezekiel war that begins. Now, I'm not saying that, this is where the war is going to begin, because I don't believe that it's going to begin quite yet. But what I do believe is that this is all being staged right now. So everything's kind of being set up in the background, or in the back end right now. So it's kind of like putting troops into position and getting ready for an offense, or an offensive attack. So that's kind of what I believe is going on. I believe that this is kind of going to lead into these other nations that are eventually going to come in and invade in Israel. So, with that said, I just wanted to bring that out to you guys. I mean, maybe it doesn't have any relevance whatsoever to it, but I'd rather know that I got this out so you guys can, kind of stay on top of what's going on. Maybe you guys can, tie these things into more situations or more prophecy from the Bible, but we're just really not going to know until the prophecy has been fulfilled. So, with that said, a really good friend that I feel really close with has wants to share with you Ezekiel 38 verses 14 through 16, and I want you guys to listen to it really careful and do some research, look into some news articles as to what's going on. Nations coming down from the north, towards the south. A lot of them have ended up into Syria, and so where it goes from here, we don't know. But I strongly encourage you guys really pay close attention to what's going on in this world today, because things are getting worse. It's progressing really quickly. So yeah. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video whatsoever, give it a thumbs up. Leave your discussions down in the comment section below, And if you guys want to see more articles and messages like this, let us know in the comment section as well. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because this really good friend of mine and I are in the talks of making this channel a lot bigger, broadening it out more, and putting more work into it for you guys. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the message. God bless, and let the Lord be with you all tonight.
Ezekiel 38:14 through 16. Therefore, son of man, prophesy and say to Gog, Thus says the Lord God, On that day when my people Israel dwell safely, will you not know it? Then you will come from your place out of the far north, you and many peoples with you, all of them riding on horses, a great company and a mighty army. You will come against my people Israel like a cloud to cover the land. It will be in the latter days that I will bring you against my land, so that the nations may know me, when I am hallowed in you, O Gog, before their eyes.